I'm really glad that that didn't get recorded. That's fantastic.
Thank you so much. So with all of that, and I'm really, really proud of all of us here. With our grief, we still bothered to show up. With our challenges with no water, our development is still important. So with that, I'd like to hand us over to our Toastmaster of the day, Mr. Matthew Smiler.
Amazing. Thank you very much, Madam President, for the segue into our meeting today. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm going to be your Toastmaster for today. Welcome to this should be our 178th Bryanston Breakfast Club meeting. And our theme for today is Together We Learn, Together We Grow. I loved the introduction from our president where she asked, why do we keep coming here today? And of course, being as biased as I am, I was listening out for the themes of us coming together to be with each other and supporting each other. Tanya spoke about commitment, Matthew spoke about community, Rick spoke about community. Those are some of the few that I picked up. But ultimately, we've all come here together to be part of this meeting. And in doing so, we have come here to support each other and we have come here to grow. So that's our theme for today. Together we learn and together we grow. I'd like to move into introducing our role players for today. I'd like to call on our timer, Tuma. Tuma, could you please let us know what is your role for today?
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. My role is time monitor. My role as a timer is to monitor. My role as timer is monitoring time during prepared speeches, that is table topics and evaluations. At the end of the meeting, I will report the times of each participant. This will let you know if you delivered your presentation within allotted time frame. So to help me do this, I have 3 colored cue cards with me. I will raise the green card, as you can see, when the speaker hits qualifying time. I will also raise the yellow card when the speaker hits the target time. And of course, I will raise the red card when the speaker has reached the end of the allotted time. For example, for a 5 to 7 minute speech, I shall raise the green card for the 5th minute, and the yellow card is the 6th minute, and the red card on the 7th minute. And the speaker will also be granted grace period of 30 seconds on each side of the speech. I will present my report when called upon by you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Tuma, for the very detailed description of your role today. As Toastmasters, we are synonymous with time, and timing is a key part of our speeches and our meeting. But another key part of our meeting is the ahs and the ums that we love so much. I'd like to now call on our grammarian Tandeka. Please share with us your role in our meeting today.
Good morning again. My role as a grammarian, I'm going to be listening to all of you as you're speaking, and I'll be listening out for the good use of the English word. I'll also be listening to the use of the word of the day, which is coalesce. Coalesce, from which we have coalition parties. Coalesce means join together, join forces together to try and achieve something. So coalition parties are usually people with different agendas, but they come together and have a coalition government. So for us, the word means join together, join forces together. So I will listen out the use of the word of the day. Am I correct? That's yes. Okay, that is my role. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Madam Timer, Madam our counter grammarian, for sharing with us your role today. That concludes all our roles for today. I would like to also invite just one more, Adrian, our general evaluator. Could you please come and share with us your role for today?
I've also table topics master.
Right, as general evaluator, I'm keeping track of what's going on before the meeting, and I know Dino and Matt were busy working away there in terms of the setup. Given the very difficult circumstances, I can already say, well, I say it when I'm supposed to say it anyway. So that's my role, just to keep an eye on everything that's going on, and that people are properly introduced and everybody knows their role clearly. And I'm really looking forward to this session, be it very small. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Adrian. How many of us have watched the movie Planet of the Apes? Anybody? Trying to see.
A long time ago. 1, 2, and 3.
1, 2, and 3. Perfect. So for those of us that haven't watched the movie The Planet of the Apes, it's literally about one individual monkey who comes into a foreign enclosure and he empowers a team, or not even a team, but the rest of the monkeys in that enclosure to take responsibility for their freedom. But what I want you to focus on is a phrase that he says in one of those speeches, in one of the scenes. Caesar, a befitting name of the leader, walks up to the orangutan and they're having a conversation around why is Caesar trying so much to gain the trust of his fellow colleagues? Caesar looks on the ground, he pulls up a stick and he says, alone, Caesar, weak, but together, apes strong. I absolutely loved that phrase because it shows the importance and the power that comes from working with each other and working with our team. So ladies and gentlemen, today, alone, Matthew strong, Matthew weak, but with you guys, Matthew strong. So thank you very much to my team for coming through and supporting. But I would also love to invite you guys as the club members to support us and help us be strong. As you know, in Toastmasters, we're all about clapping hands. So I'd like to encourage you to clap hands as we go through every portion of our meeting. Even if there's nothing to clap hands for, practice those clapping hand skills. With that being said, I'd like to segue into our next portion of the meeting, which is to do a brief member induction. We do have a new member that has attended today, Rosemary. She's one of our newest members, and I'd like us to start off with the induction, then do a toast, and then go off into the speeches. Rosemary.
Hello.
We would like to officially welcome you to the club. We're going to be doing the club pledge. I will read through the pledge, and at the end of the pledge, please just say, I do.
Okay.
Okay, Rosemary, you are joining a worldwide organization that has helped more than 4 million people learn how to communicate more effectively. As members of the Bryanston Breakfast Club, you will benefit from a proven program of self-development, and you will become part of an outstanding group of people who have dedicated to helping one another in the spirit of enjoyment. You will also be given the opportunity to discuss your needs and your goals with the club. Now, I'd like to ask you, Rosemary, in the presence of your fellow members of the Bryanston Members Club, Do you make this obligation to attend meetings regularly and prepare for each assignment? Do you accept to apply yourself to the projects outlined in the Toastmasters education program, to participate actively in club activities, to evaluate others in a positive and constructive manner, and to build open and friendly relationships with your fellow members, and to bring new members to the club so that they can also benefit from the benefit of Toastmasters?
I do.
To the members of the Bryanston Breakfast Club, do you, as the members of the Toastmasters Club, pledge to support Rosemary in her quest for self-development, to provide her with positive, helpful evaluations, and to maintain a friendly and supportive atmosphere, as well as to give Rosemary the opportunity to help others and to help her become a better Toastmaster member?
We
I
do.
do.
I do.
We do.
We do.
Thank you.
With that being said, Rosemary,
Thank you.
welcome to the club.
Exciting.
Okay. With that being said, I would like now to propose a toast. I'd like to propose a toast to the members of the Bryanston Member Club, as well as to our new members, to a community of strong individuals who are dedicated to empowering each other, and to a community of friends who are supportive in our quest for self-development. A toast to you all.
Must have tell us to get a glass.
Guys, we're Toastmasters Club. Does no one have drinks?
There are 3 people in that drink. We're rushing through it.
All right.
What are we supposed to repeat?
Okay.
To members of Bryanston Breakfast Club. Yes.
To the members of Bryanston Breakfast Club.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. We will now move into our prepared speaking session for today. Today, we have one prepared speaker, and this is going to be super, super exciting. Our prepared speaker for today is going to be Thandeka Mtsenge. Mr. Evaluation Chair Dino, Thandeka will be doing a speech, but the evaluation will be a round table evaluation.
One quick question before that starts. Could someone put the word of the day into the chat space, please? I didn't get it all on my speaker.
Coalesce.
Zoom master or someone? Thank you.
Coalesce. Mr. Toastmaster, can I give the objectives for Thandeka's speech?
Yes, please.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. So I'll be evaluating Thandeka's speech this morning, and she is performing. Her objectives is to practice selecting and using of visual aids during her speech. And her speech title is "We Need Refugees in South Africa." And I welcome Thandeka to the front.
Of course, we need refugees in South Africa. You probably are thinking, are you out of your mind, Thandeka? Why would we need refugees? We already have our own problems. Right now, we don't have electricity. They tell us it's just too many of us. they need to cut off the electricity so that others can use it. So you have to be out of your mind, Candela. No. Fellow Toastmasters, good morning. I'd like to talk to you about refugees. The United Nations defines a refugee as somebody who's forced to flee their country and is unable to return to their country or unwilling to return to their country on the basis of a fear of persecution. Persecution on basis of race, religion, political opinion, or societal membership. In the world globally, according to the United Nations, we have 69% of refugees that just come from just 5 countries. 69% of global displacement is caused by 5 countries. Those countries, Rick, you want to guess one country?
Syria.
Thank you, Rick. It's Syria. It's Afghanistan. Adrian, do you want to guess another one? The third one?
Zimbabwe.
I like how people always mention Zimbabwe, and it's not. No,
Syria.
DRC.
no. So it's South Sudan.
No.
South Sudan, it's Myanmar, it's Syria, it's Venezuela, and I counted Syria, South Sudan, Venezuela, and Afghanistan, and Myanmar, right? So those are the 5 countries. Now, coming back to my point that we need refugees, I'm going to talk to you about 2 refugees. The first one, and I'd like assistance from my Toastmaster online to help me with the online people. The first one is Mr. Khashoggi. This is Mr. Khashoggi. Mr. Khashoggi is a journalist, who was a journalist, because he's dead now. Was a journalist from Saudi Arabia, and he had been writing opinion pieces. He had been commenting about leadership, and for a long time, he was very complimentary of the royal family, up until the current crown prince took over. Then he was critical of him for obvious reasons, if you follow what the crown prince stands for. Khashoggi was forced to flee his country, and he became a refugee in Turkey. He continued to be vocal, and he raised a lot of awareness about the things that are happening in his country, Saudi Arabia. Unfortunately, Mr. Khashoggi decided to get married, and he decided to do this thing the legal way. And as a citizen of Saudi Arabia, he had to get documentation from his embassy. So he went to his embassy. As you know, you make an appointment, and then you are told, come on a particular date to fetch a document. When he went to fetch his documents, he did not come out of the embassy. So long and the short of it, he was killed in there. And according to reports, he was mutilated, and then his body was, they poured acid on his body so that there is no trace of him ever being. And the embassy denied him. They said, no, he came and he left, because you can't have footage of within the embassy, but you can put. So the last footage of him was of him going into the embassy. The second one is Dr. Emmanuel Saban. Matthew, Dr. Emmanuel Saban. In a minute, Matthew will show us Dr. There he is. Dr. Taban left South Sudan on foot. You know how far South Sudan is? He left South Sudan as a teenager. He walked through Ethiopia and all those countries until he came right up to Zimbabwe and landed in South Africa. In South Africa, he was adopted by a family. They put him through school, and then he qualified. He's now a qualified pulmonologist. Dr. Taban, during COVID-19, came up with a unique way of mucus extraction. And because of that, he saved a lot of lives. And we know how desperate the situation was during COVID-19. And his method is not approved by the World Health Organization. But he was bold enough to say, I'm not going to have people dying in my hands, in my surgery, in my clinic. So he became creative and he used his knowledge. Now, these two people dared to make powerful people uncomfortable. Dr. Taban made the World Health Organization uncomfortable because he violated their rules and came up with something that saved lives. Then we have someone like this person here, an official who is sitting comfortably in the country and probably has a responsibility to decide whether refugees come to the country or not. These kinds of people are not, they don't dare to challenge authority. They are comfortable with what is happening and nothing will ever change. These are the people that put up with electricity not being there, put up with us not having water. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think we need refugees to turn things around. Refugees have nothing to lose. And because they have nothing to lose, they are able to challenge the status quo for the betterment of everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tandeka, for that different perspective on refugees. Refugees are willing to challenge the status quo because they have nothing to lose. Rhetorical question to the club. What do you have to lose and are you willing to challenge the status quo? I'd like to now move on to our next session of the meeting, and that is our table topic session. For the benefit of our newest member, Taniko, the table topic session is a session in which you have the opportunity to give a 1 to 2 minute speech, and that is going to be led by our table topics master, Tanya. Tanya, could you please come through and share with us the rest of the details of your session?
Sure. The first thing I'd like to check is the enunciation of the word of the day, and apologies because I am a little bit challenged at the moment. Coalescence, what? How do you say the word?
Coalesce.
So we are going to coalesce now. We're going to participate together in table topics. The whole idea here is to give everyone an opportunity to take a small moment of time, it's normally 1 to 2 minutes, to participate as a group and coalesce and practice your skills that you actually do every day of your life, but now you're going to do it in a public forum where you're going to get some feedback possibly from the group, and I'm not sure how the feedback's going to work. I'm going to go into screen share mode. And again, forgive me.
Matt, can we just get 2 minutes? I just want to put in place breakfast orders so that after the table topic session, we can have that arrive on time, so we don't have to wait. That's okay?
Okay.
Cool. Sorry about that. Apologies.
And then I don't know how many people we have in the room because I can't see the room. So how many people do we have?
5 in the room, Tiniko online. So that's 6.
6. Okay. And only 1 new member, right?
Yes.
Everyone else is experienced table topics people.
That's correct.
Oh, I see. I worked till 2 a.m. last night, thinking that there might be more new people, and I've got a very friendly table topics approach, which I think I'm going to stick by because I kind of need the help myself. So while you're doing your orders, I'm going to explain. Typically, you get given your table topic, and Rick's going to get annoyed with me now because you normally get your table topic card like 5 to 15 to 30 seconds before you have to start talking. But I think it's Heritage Day. We can do things differently. I'm going to put a whole bunch of cards up, and I'm going to invite you to select a card number, and you just have to help me. Just tell me what the number is, and I'll put that particular slide up when you decide to speak. So we're going to do a very friendly table topic session. It's supposed to be a lot more intense. Tandeka, I don't know, Tandeka, are you here?
Yes.
Are you okay that I go for a more friendly approach versus the hard rules of like 5 seconds readiness?
Yes,
I can't hear.
yes.
She said
I got a yes. Okay.
Yes.
All right, but I'm not going to give you the whole time while you're ordering your breakfast. That would be far too much time. So I think that was Dino. Dino, tell me when all the orders are in.
Yeah.
Did he go to the kitchen? Or
Yes,
Oh, there he is.
Hold that.
Okay.
Well done.
Well done.
Okay.
We're done?
Hold that.
So we are ready to coalesce, to participate together and have some fun. 1 to 2 minutes, Madam or Mr. Toastmaster, who I'm not sure again. Are you ready? Timekeeper? Sorry, timekeeper.
Yes, I am.
Okay, all right. Sorry, this is a little bit challenging. Okay, let's try this. Tell me what you can see.
Oh, wow. Can you zoom in, please? A lot.
Zoom in. Zoom in.
As in,
Tanya, we're seeing the topics and not the numbers.
You can see a number below the, like here it says 2.
No.
No? Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Just you have to just be patient with me. There you go. There's here, I'm going to go through it. I need someone just to count the numbers. So here are the table topics. And what I'd like you to do is choose which one you would like to do. So you look at help me with the numbers, and then you tell me which one you'd like to speak to. What gets you excited about life?
1.
That's 1. Yeah. So Dino, you're going to help me with the numbers then. What can you do? What can you do today that you were not capable of doing a year ago? How old would you be if you didn't know how old you are? Tell us more. Now, this is the kind of slide that I would talk to. As a youngster, what did you want to be when you grew up? What is your favorite time of the year? And tell us more. Where do you find inspiration? What is the most valuable life lesson you've learned from your parents, grandparents, a family member, or a friend, if you would like to share? What makes you smile? Heritage Day. What makes you smile? What do you like most about your job? We spend so much time in work. This is why this is a big question. What do you dislike most about your job? Where would you most like to go and why? Traveling question for those who like to travel, and I think most of us do. What is the most spontaneous thing you've ever done? And these are for the crazy people in the room. I'm not one of these. What is the one thing you would like most, you would most like to change about the world? So here's a big thinker. Matt, you said you wanted to be the president of South Africa. It's probably your card. What is the difference between living and existing? What is your favorite quote? Okay, so there's the cards. And I'm going to need some help as to who wants to speak about what card and in what order. And Dino, you got the numbers, right? Or you can just tell me which phrase and I'll try and go work from that.
Yeah, cool.
Sorry.
So who's the first?
Who's the first volunteer before I start tolding people? Not that that's easy to do because I can't see much. So you guys are going to get away with a lot today.
It's going to go
Anyone?
first. The timekeeper. We've got a volunteer. Okay.
Okay, which card? I need to know which card so I can put it up, please.
Last one. Favorite quote. The slide 14.
Yes, coming up.
Lovely.
How's that? Can you see it?
And to be honest, that was actually my card.
So I need a bit of help because I can't see who's speaking.
Uma.
Tuma, please tell us your story about this card. What is your favorite quote? Over to you, Tuma.
When I was 20 years old, that's when I graduated from university. And at that time, I was really looking for what exactly do I want to do with my life. And also I had challenges of confidence. And then I was an intern at this advertising agency in Central. There was this guy who used to send quotes every morning. Can't remember his name. And he sent this quote by Henry Sidling. He said, while one person hesitates because he feels inferior, another person is busy making mistakes and becoming superior. That is a quote that has carried me all throughout my life. That even at times I feel like it's too much for me, but I should be willing, able to go there and make a mistake. Because throughout all my mistakes, I learn. So that is my favorite quote by Henry Bink. While one person hesitates because he feels inferior, the other person is busy making mistakes, becoming superior.
I like that. Very nice. Thank you for sharing there. Let's all become superior. Okay. Who else? Who else is up for volunteering? Dino, if you can.
Where do you find inspiration?
Where do you find? Just give me a second. Where do you find inspiration? Okay. I've never had to work. I've never had to work this hard at Toastmasters. This is really bloody difficult. Okay, so who's speaking?
It's Adrian.
Adrian, welcome up. Where do you find inspiration? Adrian, over to you.
I can think of two instances in my life when I was inspired. When I was a little boy and going to school, I didn't do very well at all. My father never gave up on me. Eventually, I actually passed an exam, which got me to a secondary technical school. I failed the 11 plus, which gets me to grammar school. And I remember having that magic moment when I learned about physics and mathematics, and I just had two absolutely amazing teachers there. So those two teachers inspired me, and I went on to go to university, the opportunity of going to university, studying to do superconductivity and fundamental physics, which has always inspired me throughout my whole life, fundamental physics. One of these days I'll understand general relativity. And the other time that very recent, in fact, you know, as you get older, and I don't work anymore now, and taking up hobbies. My son and his wife started a company called Earth Studio, which is basically building green walls is one of the activities that they're involved with. This got me inspired by my son and his wife to start exploring hydroponics. And I could say that over the last 3 weeks, I've been growing the Swiss chard, and boy, is it big. And every time I've eaten it, harvest comes again and again. And then about electricity. And I heard about a salt water battery. So I thought, well, let's put, first of all, I thought I could, hydroponics and salt water combined would work. But I said, no. Salt water batteries are something separate there. So I set up my salt water battery. And lo and behold, I lit up 1,000 LEDs. I thought, wow, I'm going to take this seriously now. So I was inspired, basically starting off with my son and his wife. Thank you.
That's beautiful. You and I have known each other for quite some time now. And you know, hearing about your schooling and your you're going into the technical world and your hydroponics. I mean, you are an adventurer of note, and it doesn't surprise me that you get inspired and that you run with it. So that's lovely. Thank you very much, Adrian. Who is volunteering before being voluntold? Anyone keen?
Tiniko's look like she's ready.
I need help. Who?
Rosemary.
Rosemary, I believe you. It feels like you're being pushed a bit by Matt here. So
Yeah.
is there a card that appeals to you? Should I go through them again in big format?
Yeah, I'm scared. Thing that I want to change the most in the world.
Okay,
Is
let me
it
just get
like
that
something
one.
like that?
Just give me a second. I'm really so sorry. What do I want to change?
It talks about like a thing that you want to change.
12.
Oh, there we go. I've got it. Thank you, Dino. Right, Rosemary. Welcome. Congratulations on being brave and standing up and doing an impromptu. What is the one thing you would most like to change about the world? Rosemary, over to you, and enjoy, have fun, relax.
Yeah, the thing that I would want to change the most, like in the world, it will be the stigma surrounding mental illness, like people suffering from mental illness, because I've been suffering from it since like I was young, like as long as I can remember, I've been suffering from anxiety, like depression, on all that comes with it. So like, I want to like everyone that has it to talk about it without like fear of being stigmatized or being like looked at differently. And another thing is like mostly the medication, because for me, because I'm working, it's better. I can get the medication like with my medical aid from anywhere that I want, but like the people that are not working, I would like it like for them to be easy for them to like get it, like the HIV medication to be given for free, like to be like the HIV medication that is given for free. So like I tremble a lot like when doing things. So like I would like to like tremble and blush and do all the things that comes with anxiety without feeling scared or what will people think about me and all those things. So like if the one thing that I will want to change the most and the thing that made me join is like I want to go around and then preaching like about mental illness and its stigma and how can change it in the world. Thank you.
Rosemary, that was a lovely share, by the way. And one of the things that one of my mentors taught me is when you speak from the heart and you tell your story, no one can criticize you or, you know, be negative towards what you share because it's your story and your story is your story. Therefore, he taught me this technique because he said, if you was telling your story, then no one criticized you. So just relax, Tanya. That was one of my mentors who sadly is no longer with us, but he was inspirational in saying, just talk from the heart. And you just did brilliantly there. So well done, Rosemary.
Thank
In
you.
fact, my eyes are watering anyway, and now they're watering even more. So thank you for making my eyes water even more. Okay, who's up next? I don't know how I'm doing, timekeeper. So if there's space for one more, just tell me.
It's me. I'm gonna. But the thing is, I'm gonna do it differently. Tanya, can you just select one or match? Just select the number. I'll go from there. I don't like options. Like, give me a number. Go.
Okay, well, I'm choosing 8 for you. Wait, let me just get there. Excuse me, that was my whole screen.
Not number at all.
There you go. Okay, so that's Dino, hey? Dino, that was you talking, right?
What is the most valuable lesson that you've learned from your parents, grandparents, and family members or friends?
Dino, over to you. Go for it. And by the way, Dino, you can add your kid into this one.
My kid.
Your child, your daughter.
So let me just start off with, I learned one lesson. There was a moment in my life that was struck upon me from the heavens. My father was a man that used to come home. He used to come home from work, and he was an individual that he liked his specific ways of things happening. And he'd sit on the couch and be like, if the kids were making too much of a noise, he'd be like, just God, please, I've had a hard day at work. And I've got the feeling my dad was a very naughty kid, because he'd always tell me things ahead of the time before it actually happened. I'd be kicking the ball against the wall of my soccer ball. And he's like, hey, stop doing that or else you're going to break a window. Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. I've got the aquarium going down. Not even 5 minutes later, swung, broke a window, and I ran. I bolted for the main gate, and I sat there, and I was just like, oh no, he's coming for me again. The reason why that image came into my head is that a few years before, I went to our tennis court lights, and it's pitch dark, middle of the night. It's just great to have tennis court lights switch on and then off. Just like it's that sudden flash of it illuminating the entire area is fantastic. My dad he gave me one warning, don't do that again. And then the second warning was this is where the lightning bolt came from. All of a sudden I saw this, as soon as I switched on the light, this shadow approached me, came over me. I turned around, it was hidden, and I knew what was coming. And I ran for my bedroom because I knew I was going to be safe there. And honestly, as I got to the stairs, I was just about to climb the stairs. I didn't even touch the first step, I touched the last step. The experience, he told me that he knows best because things that happened to him in the past, so don't question, just listen.
That's lovely. And a lovely tennis analogy given it was Federer's retirement yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Lovely to hear the connection because it's all over the news this morning. Rick, I think you might be in the room. I think I saw you.
To the front.
Come on, Rick. I haven't heard from you in a long time. Would you like to choose something?
Yes, I'll take the when you grew up. I think that was there somewhere. Oh, yeah.
I can't hear. Just
You grew number 4.
Number 4. Rick, it would be lovely and a privilege to hear from you. How old is this the one? How old would you be if you didn't know how old you are? Tell us more. Is this the right one?
When you grew up.
Okay.
Oh no.
Have we got the wrong one?
Oh, sorry, number 10. Number 10.
Sorry.
Oh no, sorry. Oh, I thought I was getting good at this.
No, wait, what slide are we doing? You're letting me down.
It's number
Five.
5.
I apologize. Dino, you let me down there. Rick, lovely to hear from you. As a youngster, what did you want to be when you grew up? Rick, over to you.
Thank you, Madam Table Topics Master. I remember when I was growing up, people used to ask me what I wanted to be. My parents were both teachers. My father had been a school principal before he retired, and I was, as a rather irreverent British guy who gave me a lift from Dover one day, when he heard my age and my father's age, said I was an afterthought. I used to tell people I wanted to be an inventor. And I would have sidelines. I forget what the sidelines were. But the idea of being an inventor stuck with me. The idea of creating things that were never there before to benefit humanity. That was certainly something that inspired me, that I wanted to be. And I don't know that I've quite got there, but I became an engineer officially, which is kind of like it because one does build things that weren't there before and that will quite probably outlive one. And from there, I moved into computers. And I think this was part of that inspiration, because with a computer, you are building something that didn't exist before. You're creating something that does things. And I find that terribly interesting. And I'm sure that quite a lot of the work that I have done will be useful to people and currently is useful to people, particularly in the geotechnical profession. So I've kind of achieved that in some way. And that's my story about possibly becoming some sort of an inventor. Thank you, Madam Tabletop.
Thank you, Rick. So now I would like to just make one little, I want to stop sharing, just give me a sec here. Okay, I'm back. Benefiting humanity, Rick, I think is an amazing thing. I mean, I always make notes of people's, what they're saying. A bit difficult right now, but I'm doing my best. Benefiting humanity, I think, is an admirable cause. Being an inventor, I love that. And well, for those who don't know, I'm in IT, and we have just built 3 robots in the last 6 months. And their whole purpose is to benefit humanity. So, Rick, I think I might be more like you than you know. So there you go. And I love your ambition and I share it. I think my time is done. Or would anyone else like to talk? Timekeeper.
Tandeka would like to have a go at it.
Good, fantastic. Let me go back into share mode. Just give me a second. Right, what I need is help with just identifying the card. Tandeka, if you can help me out, or Dino.
No, I was going to say number 9.
Number 9.
Yeah.
Number 9. Okay, let me just get there. I'm almost there. Tandeka. It's a privilege and an honor. Is this the right slide?
Close enough.
Close enough.
Yeah.
It's the right slide. Tandeka, privilege and honor to have you come up and participate in table topics. What makes you smile? Tandeka, over to you.
Thank you, Tanya. The thing is that I'm smiling right now. Wireless to make this session a very good session, enjoyable by everybody, to the point that most of us feel like, even every morning on Saturday when we're feeling like, oh, I'm so tired, but we just kick our blankets out and we come here because everybody is coalescing, making this very enjoyable session. Thank you very much.
That's beautiful. Yeah, it's part of the oath. It's the commitment we all made, right? So I appreciate those words. I took that as a very personal message. So thank you, Tsindeka. I don't even know who the Toastmaster of the day is. I'm sorry, I just can't see kind of stuff. So handing back over to whoever the Toastmaster is. And thank you for co-leasing, whatever. That's a difficult word of the day. I don't know who chose that, but thank you for participating to everyone. Much appreciated.
We're going to have a break now.
Yes.
Yes, thank you very much, Tanya, for the table topics. And before we go for breakfast, as is customary when a speaker gives their first icebreaker speech, I'd like us to stand and give Tanyiko a round of applause for the courage that it took for her to deliver her first ever table topic despite the fear.
Thank you.
Well done.
All right, well done, Rosemary.
Thank you.
We will now take a 10-minute comfort break and for the people in the club to eat their breakfast. And then we will then resume our meeting at, let's make it 10:15. We shall resume again at 10:15.
Matt, will you just do like a shout out that it's 10:15?
I will do so.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay.
Around 10:30, I'll have to go back to work 30 minutes, like to be here.
No stress. Thanks for letting us know, Tanika, and thanks for coming today.
Thank you.
Coffee's in the urn. Yes. Yes.
We need to decide, is this breakfast too big? From a treasury point of view. Because ideally, I reckon that's what I want to start doing is that we standardize on the, because the menus just changed now within the club. ideally, I would like to standardize on a meal. Let me just say option 1 or 2. Rick, I like what you said about being a presenter. Is that actually nothing more satisfying than seeing something? There's nothing there, and then all of a sudden it's been built up, and it's doing something that you thought about. There's this thing executed now. It's the most satisfying thing ever.
I wanted to be a genuine inventor. I was on a course and they sent us out to make a new friend. That's part of one of the assignments. So I was wandering around the streets of Hillbrow and I see this man standing here watching a crane. Yeah. Talking to him. And it turned out he was an inventor. He developed all sorts of things, including a laminated wood, lots of other things.
Yeah.
And so I went to his flat to visit him. I discovered there were cockroaches all over the place. So he had this inspiring mind. And he found a cockroach, and instead of simply killing it as most of us would, he decided to watch what they did.
Oh, wow.
And whether they would outbreed him, as it were. And he said they reached a point where they stabilized, where they didn't increase in numbers. Probably because of the food source that was available or whatever.
Yeah.
And he found it still interesting. I think most of us have probably been appalled, but it shows you what the inventor's mind can come up with.
Yeah. Cockroaches start cleaning his plates. So they didn't have to wash them anymore.
Yes.
Yeah, Tina, your story about your relationship with your partner now. I can still remember the one time I was swinging a stick on a piece of string with that guy, just for the hell of it. Knocking the heads off all my dad's prize captives.
Oh.
I remember chasing me around the garden there. I sort of rushed in and my underpants there. Because I know you said the same thing. He didn't, he just burst out laughing. It's amazing. First when you did it like that and you remember when you were up there.
So I've also done that with my grandfather gave us the lashing. What are those plants called there with it's a green shrub, but then it pops up with a purple flower on top, either purple or white. I can't remember the name of it. But my grandfather used to have them all along his driveway either side. Whenever there's flower, he used to run around. Perfect size, like this, and you can punch it. And punching that. And you invented it that. You kick it in such a way, the whole head of the flower pops off in one sweep. That's satisfying. Yeah. That one. Anybody know why we're having this water?
I don't know. No, I was surprised because we, in our retirement village, there we've had lots of problems because it's been isolated. didn't realize until more or less now that basically it's a general water.
Where I live, we have water cuts almost every day, to a point that we are so used to it. We are so numb to it.
Where is that?
Always.
Oh,
Like,
whereabouts the always.
I live in Craig Avon. Craig Avon, just behind Cedar Square. And they said something about asbestos pipes.
Oh, wow.
That's the reason, something like that. We're best almost every day. It's just that we're a suburb because in true reality, we're supposed to do a service delivery protest and block roads and stuff. That's how government listens.
But also, they say, I don't know how true it is, within the municipality, there are people who make money out of all these broken pipes and so it's in their best interest to have.
Yes, there are two people who make money. The ones who want a tender to fix all the broken pipes. So they fix that every day. And the guys who own water tanks.
And then the ones who are what?
I see it in net. The Coopin Road and William Nicol Drive, large area outage. Branson Reservoir was isolated last night. Okay, cool.
Alrighty. It is 1:15, and it seems you guys are wrapping up, so we're good to go. Just give you another 10 seconds for everybody to get seated and everybody to come back through. Tanya, heads up.
That's a little bit too much.
Okay, awesome. Welcome back to the second part of our meeting, and this is the evaluation session. So far, we've heard some really great speeches and some really great table topics. As we move into the evaluation session, I'd like to invite Dino. Dino, could you please come through as evaluation chair and take over the session?
Clap, 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 clap. Thank you for welcoming me like that. It's excellent. So, Matt, I just want to get confirmation that we're going to do a little bit of a round robin. I'll give my my evaluation of Thandeka's speech, and then we'll just ask some people if they want to add some pointers to that. I think that's the way that we'll run. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. And my evaluation is 2 to 3 minutes. Cool. Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody, and especially Thandeka. We need refugees in South Africa. I want to start off right from the beginning. I like the title of your speech. Gets you engaged, and it gets you thinking about where it primes you for what you're going to be speaking about. Great starting point. Even better though, your introduction. The way that you jumped out there and you said, the statement that actually caught me, are you out of your mind? And you really went straight into it, and you got us primed. You got us, okay, yes, now that is an introduction, ready to go. Thank you for that. And keep going on with those introductions. I don't ever want to see you again saying, welcome, my name is Thandeka, and this is what I'm going to be talking about. Very good to see you. Bam, off the bat, lovely. Thank you. Then the rest of your speech, you started going into the definition of refugees, where they're coming from, what the definition is. And then you went into 2 refugees' stories and how their life stories, we went into some details of it, and then their struggles that they went through. And during that time, you started handing out pictures of who these individuals were. A question that I would like to ask everybody, you know, I'll answer a little bit later, is did the visual aids add value to Thandeka's speech? I'm kind of toiling at the moment, so you spent quite a bit of time asking Matt to help you out, and you started handing them out. And for me, it added a face to the name of the story, but I don't know if it could have added more value than that. So that is a thing on the back of my mind. Did it add value, and could have it added more? I love the way that you did the transition, though, that you did ask and you did show and you did point specifically about, you said, we have these public officials, showing your face. What did they got to learn? What did they got to lose, even with the power outages? I like the way that you used it. You presented it. And wrapping everything up, I love the way that you concluded your speech. You wrapped it up in such a way that it was, you gave us a comment or question to think about. And it is one of those things that it's really important for a story to be wrapped up and to conclude like that in such a way that you want to have lingering thoughts, because it is a very important topic that we do need to be considering, especially with Zimbabwe's permits. They're supposed to expire in December. Now they've extended by 6 months. It's going to be chaos. And how is that going to be affecting our lives? So thank you for that. Lastly, is that you have a powerful opening. I just want you with your hand gestures next time. You spoke about the globe. I don't know how big your globe is, but it's a big place. And it's round generally. So you had a powerful starting, make everything else powerful and with specific gestures. But I really enjoyed, this is the second time hearing the speech. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you very much. I would like to open up the floor to ask individuals if there's something that you would like to add. Let's try not to repeat, or else it would be that will take a little bit too long. Regards to Tandeka's speech, would anybody like to add something that she did well, or something that she would like to improve? She should be looking at or improving.
Yes, I thought the audience participation piece was quite good, asking us which we thought were the 6 countries that provided the most refugees. So in that way, you've got us thinking and got us more engaged in the material of the speech.
Well, that's
to help us to coalesce to us.
Anybody else? Adrian,
I've got
come to you.
Oh, yeah. Tandeka, yeah, and I enjoyed your speech in terms of slightly negative. There were times when you were sort of rocking from side to side, maybe could have avoided that. And certainly, as Dino said, you introduced the names of the people and pictures of the people, and I think I was thinking to myself at that particular time, I'd like to follow up on this particular person there. So it would have been nice to actually have the name as well. So you got me inspired, and I think I want to follow up. And everything happened too quickly. I just saw a picture in front of my eyes, but you could have just shown it and paused a little bit so we could have written down the names there. But congratulations anyway. Overall, it was great speech.
Thank you for that. Matt, improvements, something good like to add to Tandeka?
So from my side, something that I did enjoy watching Tandeka do this year in the speech is how she made full use of the stage. In the past, Tandeka, you know, we always used to see you stationary behind the podium. You and the podium were like best friends, but today you're best friends with the stage. So I thought that was really significant improvement, and it stood out for me. Area for improvement, I would suggest when it comes to handouts, having them on the tables face down before you prepare your speech. And then as you go through your speech, encouraging the members in the audience to just turn it over. That way you can still maintain stage presence and stay in control of the stage without having to walk too much towards them and take away from delivering your speech. Back to you, Dino.
Thanks, Matt. Tanya, I did see that you were logged off. Sorry about that.
It's okay, I'm back.
Okay, cool.
I do have something to say though, if I can.
Yeah, I just want to say that if we are doing a round robin evaluation of Tandeka, is there something that you would like to compliment her on, and also where can she improve on her speech?
So it's not the first time I've heard Tandeka talk about refugees. And I think the difference between the first time I heard her talk about the refugee crisis and this one, it seems so much more positive, as the world needs to understand that refugees are not the discarded people in the world. They actually are incredibly useful and incredibly energetic. But the main point I have, Tandeka, is you added in slides, which I don't remember last time. And I think they helped people like me who's normally visual, not right now, but is normally visual, connect to the speech at an extra level. So I like the combination of voice and visual. So I did see some of the visuals, but I think it was a nice improvement. I'm not sure if you used it before, I can't remember, but I thought that was a nice improvement. Your confidence level was also very high, and your passion remains so intense that you can't help but fall in love with your messaging you're trying to deliver to the world. So from my side, excellent speech, impactful, emotional. People should remember it. Thank you, Dina.
Tanya, I just want to ask one question. Just one of your comments that you made. You said that the difference between the two speeches, one was more positive, the other.
I think that the first one I remember being more critical of how the world is treating refugees. So I felt I was left with more of a, disappointed in us and the world, I guess. Where this time, Thandeka, I think you weaved in some positive messages as to how refugees can be seen in a far more positive light. And maybe maybe the messaging was the same, and my state of mind is just different. But I felt like the positive messaging was stronger in the second speech than in the first speech. And positive messaging is always very, you feel it in your heart. It lasts longer. You want to go home and tell your husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, friends, about the lovely speech you heard, and help them understand that refugees should be seen in a different light. So it just felt a lot more positive. But I might be off there unless someone else remembers the first speech as well. But I personally felt it was actually, positive, impactful, change of view, Tanya. I'm not worried about refugees, but I think a lot of people are. But I thought it was very positive.
Yeah. Tanya, the point that, thank you for answering my question. It is, why is it important for a message to end on a positive or portray and more on a positive note? Is that it sticks with an individual. It sticks with me a lot more because it is in a positive light. So
yes,
thanks for indicating that, because that did resonate with me.
Yeah,
thank you.
Good.
That is
a pleasure.
Evaluation of Thandeka's speech, and I didn't ask about the times. How did Thandeka speak? How was the time allocation? What was it?
Should I come there or step?
You can just
okay. Thandeka was supposed to be between 5 and 7 minutes. She managed to give us a speech 7 minutes and 26 seconds, which means she was still within the grace period of 7 minutes and 30 seconds.
Cutting it fine, but you used all your time appropriately.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you very much, Matt. That has done my job for the morning. Over to you, Mr. Toastmaster. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dino. As our evaluation chair, you also get to do the timing reports, or would you like to call on the reporters, or would you like Adrian to take on that role as general evaluator?
Adrian can take that on. Thank you.
Okay.
So, commenting on the room. The reports.
Reports for
Time. I can't. Grammarian.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. I'd like to now invite Adrian to come call upon his team of role players to share their reports of today's meeting. Adrian, over to you.
I'm put on the spot here because I'm not really prepared. But one of the things about this particular meeting there, I remember waking up and no water, no power there, and you start to get anxious and just start to worry about things. And it sort of reminds me of the folk song, like Dirty Ange. And things go wrong each day and you try to fix your mind to escape your misery. Well, it goes on about injecting yourself to cure your anxiety. But what's very special about this meeting, if you're feeling down and out, come to a Toastmasters meeting. I thought the sort of camaraderie that I felt made a huge difference. And just chatting to somebody next to you warms the cockles of my heart there. So it was a very special meeting, given the circumstances. And when I arrived here, in terms of preparation for this particular meeting, given the difficult circumstances, Dino and Matt there were, I was the third one to arrive and see them busy getting everything set up there. And I think congratulations to Matt and to you, Dino. And you were so sort of relaxed and calm. And I just love the tone of your voice there. Then as far as the speeches go, and I think again, your speech sort of warmed the couples of my heart. I like it. There was that whole camaraderie feeling that I got about the meeting there. And then I particularly liked newcomer, was it Rosa?
Rosemary.
Sort of expressing, you know, her feelings of anxiousness and just letting out her heart in terms of expressing the fact that she does have these difficult times. I know the feeling, I know the feeling as well. And this whole business of bringing everybody together, this is one of the beautiful things I think about Toastmasters, is the whole feeling of camaraderie that we get here. And then, of course, the table topics was a lot of fun. Everybody got stuck in there and had my opportunity to say my little piece about my inspiration in my life. And so I felt really good. And then do you know what was after that?
We finished reviewing the meeting. You can
reviewing the meeting, yes.
Yes, the reports.
Okay.
And our concept.
I think I sort of given my review of the meeting as a whole. It was a really good meeting. I felt very comfortable. And so thank you to everyone who's been involved in getting. So let me. Timekeeper, is it first? Yes. Timekeeper, can you tell us the times of your speeches?
Thank you, Mr. Evaluate.
Fantastic. You always sound ready.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Mr. Evaluator. And then I've already mentioned Tanaga's time because she was supposed to speak between 5 and 7 minutes. She did speak at 7:26. In terms of table topics, as you know, that is between 1 minute and 2 minutes. The very first person, that is myself, delivered an amazing table topic answer. I was 1 minute and 15 seconds. Adrian, 1 minute and 54 seconds. Rosemary, 1 minute and 37 seconds. Dino, 2 minutes and 15 seconds, which is still within the grace period. Rick at 2 minutes and 5 seconds, also within the grace period. And Tandega at 45 seconds.
You can have some of my time.
In terms of the evaluation, and I only did Dino, who is allocated between 2 and 3 minutes. And he went hard this time, and at 4 minutes and 9 seconds.
Oh, wow. Sorry, I didn't see the call.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jimmy, for giving all the times there. And now we come on to the role of who's the grammarian. And so the grammarian, keep track of the people whose magic word of the day comes to you and to your comments.
Thank you. As accountant, first I'll give my report as accountant. Do you know, I had one end from you. Adrian, I had 4 ends and 1 so. And Rick, no fillers from you. Matt, I didn't record any fillers from you. And Tanya. Rosemary, unfortunately, not here. As a new filler word, like. It's used 15 times.
She did like this.
Yeah, so I'm actually proud of her. I'm happy that she's both participated in the table topics so that when she gives us the first speech, she looks out for those freelancers. That's the accountant's report. Then with regards to grammarian, word of the day was used by Rick, it's used by Tanya, used by Tandega. Other people, they didn't use it unless if I'm making.
I didn't use it, I apologize.
You didn't.
I apologize.
Yeah.
Okay, but there were very good uses of the English word, English language. Illuminate, shadow followed me, and then I bolted out. And I must confess that I only learned the word bolt when that guy who was a sprinter.
Yeah.
When he started showing
Hussein.
up, Hussein Bolt.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was the first time, and that's just a few years ago. But I liked the quotation that you referred to, the use of inferior and superior in the same sentence. I think that was nice. Rick, irreverent. And I have here the meaning of irreverent, showing a lack of respect for people, things that are generally taken seriously. So I liked the use of that word irreverent. And afterthoughts, you were in afterthoughts. And next, even though here you were quoting a monkey, the monkey was using bad English. Matthew weak, Matthew strong. Matthew is weak, Matthew is strong.
Yeah.
So relay that message to the monkey. And yes, other than that, it was like, camaraderie. Well, lo and behold, I think it's interesting. I'm not sure if it's English, but it's there in the Bible. I've never come across lo and behold in the English classroom. I'm still learning English at the primary level, like my son.
And now I'm wondering, is it Lord behold?
Look.
Oh, look.
Lo and behold. So maybe that's a homework for all of us to check if it's English or not. Boy, is it big. I loved that. Adrian. Not sure about absolutely amazing. So it's amazing in absolute way. But do we need to qualify it and say absolutely amazing? Homework also.
Okay. Two words.
Yeah. So I'm not sure. And then thank you so much. Other than that, I think we did very well with our use of the English.
I really love these sort of meetings because I'm sort of all getting a bit there. I've always got someone that can ask me, what do I do next? So I'd like to do the next thing, and that's handing over to our presiding officer, our president of the day. So if you've got any remarks, Tandeka, over to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Toastmaster and all the role players today. I apologize for dominating the meeting. I really, again, would like to express our gratitude to Rick for always showing up. So we're ready. We will never get tired of seeing you. And we also enjoy when you participate in the meeting as well. And to our online guest, unfortunately, our guest is gone, but I'd like to thank her. Sorry, she's not a guest, she's a new member. I'd like to thank her and congratulate her again in her absence. I'd like to remind us that I always feel when we come to the stage of the meeting, having started with uncertainty, stress, is that mic working? Who's gonna show up? Somebody pulled out. But we persevere. And then when we reach the stage of the meeting, we have this sense of accomplishment. I hope all of us feel that way because we had a meeting, we went through all the phases of what a Toastmasters meeting should be like. And I've certainly learned and appreciate the feedback for my speech. I have certainly learned and all of us have learned. I'd like to then invite any other person who would like to make a comment before we close. Tanya? Okay.
No, I have nothing to say. I've pushed my way through the meeting. I'm exhausted. I'm going to go sleep now.
So I just want to say something.
Thank you.
Thanks for the acknowledgement. I just want to say thank you, Tandeka. Yes, you did dominate the speech today. But in true Toastmasters fashion, you actually stood up to the challenge. Yes, last night, we actually were notified that there weren't any speakers today. So we were supposed to only have an hour meeting whereby we were just having table topics. But pulled a rabbit out the hat and you're up there performing and you did a fantastic job. So just want to give you a round of applause. Thank you for that, Madam President.
Yeah. And I'd like to add that I was told at the last minute to do table topics, being semi-blind at the moment. So that's called teamwork.
Well done, Tanya. Excellent.
Yes, Tanya, thank you so much for that.
Teamwork.
Yes.
Next time I won't have a cap and glasses on, I promise. Or in 14 days, they say.
I think we must actually.
This is not my normal look.
For an entire meeting. You could be the rock star. You can actually just take it on.
Yeah, no, it's not fun at all. I will be back.
If I may mention something, if we are short of speakers, there are lots and lots of Toastmasters videos online. One can always do something like play the winning speech or some of the speeches from the World Champion of Public Speaking contests and then get a round robin evaluation on that. There are educationals online. Certainly, we've got some at Maurice.
Nice.
So we never need to be truncating a meeting just because we don't have speakers. Good idea.
I think that's a good idea.
I absolutely agree with you, Rick. I don't know, am I on mute now? Matt, did you share that video with everyone, or can you share it now? That's those 3 people who sing about Toastmaster Pride. Because I think Rick's got it. We need to lean on the community more.
I have shared the video. It was in the WhatsApp group.
So Rick might not have seen it.
Yes, but also I think an actual speech, right? You're saying that.
Yeah, no, what Rick's saying is right, but I think we definitely need to lean on what Rick just suggested there. When we have moments like what we have here, but I can't tell you. I listened to that Toastmasters Pride song more than once a day, and especially last night when I was trying to get ready for table topics at 2 a.m. in the morning. And if you haven't watched it, guys, I recommend you watch it at least once. It is inspirational. And if everyone else has seen it, maybe Rick might enjoy it. I'm not sure. Then you can just send it to Rick. But for me, it is like right here. Has everyone seen the video, Toastmasters Pride?
Yeah. Yes.
That was the one you gave us.
Yeah, that's right.
So
It's yes.
can I ask, can you see my face? Can you see us properly here on the podium?
I can see shadows.
Oh, shame. Okay.
Why?
No, I was just curious.
Are you going to sing?
No,
Are you
no.
going to sing? Totally.
When the lights go.
We sang the other time.
Yeah.
So was it the last meeting we sang?
2 meetings ago, Adrian was the Toastmaster, and he used that as his introduction to the meeting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I can't remember much. It's amazing I must say, what has been amazing is when you lose one of your senses, I've had to rely on so many of my others that I don't even need Eskom right now. The lights can stay off. It makes no difference to me anymore. So it's kind of weird at the moment. So music has been a big thing in the last while. Matt knows because I send him, I don't know, 3 songs a day at a minimum. Anyway, it's a great song. We should share it in the community. It's very powerful, and it shouldn't just be within our club. It's a great song.
Cool.
Okay, I'll stop talking now.
Rick, I've sent you the song.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Matt.
Thank you so much. So with that, I really like to thank us. And I'm actually reflecting that I didn't need to say I really would love. I would like to thank us for showing up, and let us go and enjoy a lovely weekend. Whatever it is that we're planning to do today, not just to rest at home and show up again in Tuesday. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Get out the room now, guys.
How much should we? I've got 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's a good question. How much should we?